So this video is the continuation of the previous video where we had installed a window manager, the XOR display server and our terminal. So let me just go ahead and start up the box. And let me enter inside. So the username was Jack and the password. So let me start X to start the what the graphical interface we had installed, and let me focus on this window. It's called large test and enlarge it. Okay, so we are going to open up the terminal with alt shift enter, the alt alternate. So you might be wondering that in the last video I told you that we are going to the last thing that we did was we went ahead and tried to change the what do we call it, the font size, right? The font size by going into the configuration file. But you might be wondering why it didn't change it. We can see it has not changed a little bit, even a little bit. So the reason is that I forgot to tell you about that, and we actually stopped. I started telling you how to close the window and I forgot in that go. So let me tell you how to actually do that. Let me go back there. Let me go back there into the config. Let me change into the st directory. So we had made some changes into the config.def.h and they are still there. Let me show you. We had made the pixel size is equal to 17 and it's still there, but I also had told you that we when doing the sudo make clean install, it takes things from config.h. So now what we have to do is rename this config.def.h, which I don't suggest. We can copy this config.def.h as config.h, which will change the contents of config.h to be equal to that of the contents of config.def.h. Let me show you what I'm talking about. But so we can simply do this sudo config.def.h. Just a second. You can second. Okay, if I do this cp config.def.h to config.h, it says cannot create regular file config.h, permission denied. And what I did with this command right now was lsla. I was checking the permissions. We can see that config.h is under root, so we cannot just cp it. You have to use sudo config.h to config.h. Now if I do that, ask my password. Now there's a command called diff which tells the difference between two files. If I try to find config.h, it gives me nothing because there is no difference. It's the one and the same thing, but we need to make the config.h. Any changes made into the config.h will be implied and not in the config.def.h, but we do it firstly in the config.def.h just to be on the safe side, because if something wrong happens we can change it. So now we also have to do sudo make clean install, and after that the changes should take place. We have done that. Let me refresh or restart the DWM with alt shift Q, and you can see something happened. Let me close this with alt shift C, the terminal. Let me reopen it, and we are seeing that the font size has changed. Okay, so now what we are going to do here is we are going to, first of all, we are going to make this whole thing full screen. So for that, on VirtualBox, you might be having full screen if you are doing that on your main system, but for VirtualBox there's one thing called VirtualBox editions. So guest editions. I'm going to an Arch Linux in the packages it is available. So there's a simple command to install that thing. You're going to install it using this. If I remember, it was VirtualBox guest utils VirtualBox. Let me give it the password. Target not found. Uh, okay, spelling. Let's see. Okay, it found it, and it is installing it. Now we have to enable this with systemctl enable this thing, which was, well, it was VirtualBox guest utils, but the service name is vbox, I think, vbox guest vbox service dot service. Remember, you can skip the dot service, it automatically takes it, and asking for my password. Created a symlink, which means the service has been enabled. So if I reboot, the service should work fine. Let us do so. And I think for that I'll have to change the window configurations too. You can see this, right? Okay, I will now make it full screen, so let's see what happens. Let me just first log in. Okay, now we all know that for making full screen on the VirtualBox we use the host key, which generally is the control on the right side, and the F, and it asks if you want to switch. I'll say okay, switch. Okay, wait, before that we have to start the graphical interface. We have started it, and this is already a full screen thing. I hope you can see it. Let me see. You can see. No, you can't see it properly. Okay, so I'll make this short. Give me a second. So I hope it is here. It is visible now, but I will remove this thing. Just a second. Okay, yes, and let me see. Can you see the arch test? I should add it now. Arch test. Okay, this added should be. It's here. Let me try to make it full screen now, and it is full screen. We can see, and I hope you can see it. If not, then I'll have to make it again. So first of all, what we have to do is, what did I say? Yeah, we are going to patch. I mean, what are the patches? It's just a kind of modifications in the configuration to make the system look better. So what we are going to do is, we had if you remember, I had installed Firefox. So I'm going to go ahead and start Firefox. Okay, I'm switching between these environments, window environments, whatever it is called, by using the alt or the mod key and pressing whatever the number. For example, if I press alt 2, I'm here, 3 here, 9 there, and 1 back here. These are different workspaces. I don't know, workspaces maybe. And if I go here and I open up the terminal using the Control Shift Enter, if I type in Firefox just to start it up, it should be starting. It is here. Those things, I should close it. Firefox starts. Not now. You don't have to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay. Okay, so first of all, get this out. Close. We are going to search for the DWM patches. If I do that, will give me results. There's the first result by suckless.org, dwm.suckless.org. Click on that. It will take us somewhere. So whoa, it's taking a lot of time. Okay, so these are some patches. all those things that are under this are the patches. And one thing, the thing that I'm first going to take in the first patch is full gaps. It's called full gaps, as we can see. I'll click on that. It gives the description that it adds gaps between client windows. For example, let me go to the third one by pressing the Alt 3. If I do open up the terminal, if I open and if I press the Alt Shift Enter again, it will open up another terminal, again another. If I do C, it closes them. And what happens is, for example, if I do echo hello on this one, okay, if I open another one, the new one is here, it gets here, and the old one gets on the right side. If I open another, this one was the one before, open on the second time. Let me just like this. The second one, let me hello echo the second terminal. Okay, now if I open another one, the second terminal will come here, the hello one, the first one is here. This is what happens. We can see it's not gap, the gap between them is not proper. So the full gaps patch helps us with that. Let us close all of them, go here, and the one that I have, I have installed it on 6.2, and I remember, and this is actually the latest one among these two. So we are going to save it. Either we can open this in new tab or something like that, and the patch will open, or we can download this using the wget. I'm going to copy the link. Where is copy the link? It's taking. This is the patch that I opened up in the new tab. I'm going to the first workspace here, and I'm going to the config, and then the DWM, and here I'm going to download that patch. I had copied the link. Download it by wget, or you can simply do it. Come here and right click and save page as, and then navigate to the directory wherever. But for, I think, wait a minute, yeah, okay, so you can navigate here. The hidden folders like the config are not being shown. You can type it like .config, and it will save it in the .config. Actually, you will have to type the whole path before downloading this. If I go back a directory, I can see that nothing. Okay, so I have not actually configured the system properly, so it might have downloaded it somewhere in the downloads as .config, I think. CD, I think, let's see, nothing is here. Okay, man, okay, something happened, but just to resolve that, let me tell you what you can do. You can go save as, and okay, right now you should save it in the downloads. Okay, and once it's saved in a download, where it says me open file. Oh, cancel. Wait, let me in the downloads, this is downloaded as .config. Show all downloads. It is can I know the location? Go to download page, show in folder. Okay, so it's saying it's the same thing in the downloads. Okay, whatever, just leave it. You download it in the, let me delete this thing. You can download it in the downloads folder if you want to download graphically like this. Okay, let me close this using Alt Shift C, and this is here, and it should be downloaded in the downloads folder like we just did in graphically. It is here. Let me move it to the config. This tilde symbol symbolizes the home. Then the home we have config, and then the DWM. Let me move the patch called DWM, this thing, into there. If you list, there's nothing. Let's go into the config DWM. We can see here it is. So we downloaded it graphically, or we could have done the wget thing. So how do we patch? One method is this, and I use this one. There are many other methods. You can look them up on the internet. One is this. You say patch, and then the smaller than symbol, and then the name of the patch, and enter. So it says patching file config.def.h. So it also makes changes to config.def.h and not directly to the config.h. Like us, we also made changes to config.def.h, and it also made some changes to dwm.c, which is here somewhere. This one. So it said there were no errors. No errors were reported between this, so it should have done the patching properly. I mean, not yet. We will now copy the config.def.h like we did earlier into config.h, and it will and we are using sudo because its permission is only for root, and it should be done now. We have to do the sudo make clean install now for the changes to take place. So I do it now, make clean install, and now I would restart DWM. When I do that, all other these things that I have opened will will come on the first workspace or wherever I am. So if I restart the DWM with Alt Shift Q, all things are here, and you might not be able to see properly, but there is a gapping. This is one line, this is another, there is a gap in between. Just to show that, we are here, right? This is the Firefox thing. We can move this Firefox window to the second or any one of the workspaces we want by just uh, choosing that first, by making the cursor go there on that window, and then we can do Alt Shift and then the number of the workspace that you want this window to go to. For example, I want this window to go to the second window. I will second workspace. I'll do Alt Shift 2 while the cursor is on that. So if I go there, I can see that the Firefox thing came here, and just to show you that fullgaps was implemented properly, let me just download a simple wallpaper. I mean, you can do this, or you can also do one more thing, that is, let me go to the third. Arch Linux provides you with default some download some wallpapers that they already have in their repository. You can download them using Arch Linux, I think, wallpapers. Let me just search first, and there is nothing like that. Walls, Arch wallpapers. I'll paste the link or the proper name. I mean, let me just search for wallpapers. Do they have? Yeah, Arch Linux wallpaper, not papers. Okay, it's called Arch Linux wallpaper. Arch Linux. Okay, and if we just install it using this Arch Linux wallpaper, so it should be some good amount of wallpapers are being downloaded. Now if I open Nitrogen with just typing its name, there's an interface, but I don't remember where let me close this interface first with Alt Shift C. Let me look up where the Arch Linux wallpapers are stored. I don't remember, or something like wallpaper. I'm finding it using the find command, and all the errors go away. And there's one user share desktop wallpaper. Okay, Arch Linux wallpaper, here it is. User share license Arch Linux wallpaper. Let me go there. Let me copy this thing with Control Shift C, CD. I pasted it with Control Shift V. File list. There's a license.md. uh, there is no wallpaper, is it? Okay, I don't remember much where the wallpapers were downloaded. Let us just go ahead and download a wallpaper from the web. Let us do wallpaper Arch Linux, something like that, and let's pick one of these. Go to images, a bright one because we have to see the difference. Let us pick this one, maybe. There are many options. Okay, let's pick this one and save image as. You can do as in the downloads. Okay, save. It will save it for us in the downloads. Now I go to the third workspace. I open Nitrogen. Now what you have to do is you have to click on preference. You will add the location. You will add downloads location and select it. Okay, here it is. Click on that, apply. But before that you will click on automatic, not before that, and automatic, and this down thing, it will all automatically come up. You select zoomed fill and then apply. Something happened. Let us close this thing. Alt Shift C, another Alt Shift C. We have a background and that is not perfect, but man, let us choose one for our resolution 1080, and this let us take this one. How much? Okay, it is perfect. Save image in the downloads, JPEG. Let's set the wallpaper. We have already selected our thing, so it should happen. Okay, it is perfect now, and we can see the gaps now. You can see it. If I open another, there's a gap, a perfect gap. So the full gap patch has applied, and I wasted so much time just to show that. But okay. And this one, if I cancel this, the Firefox should be closed now. But I didn't intended to do that. Okay, so let us open Firefox again. We are back there. Okay, very good. Close this and close this, and another patch that I want is this one. It is called I think focus on click. Yeah. So what this will do is, let me first show you. Going to here, I open two things. You can see the cursor moving, right? If I move my cursor here, it is here. If I move it here, it is here. But on what happens generally on any system is, for moving cursor from one window to another, you click on that window, right? So what that patch will do is it will implement that thing of clicking on that window. Let's take the latest one and hope it works. So you can do the graphical installation, or now I'll show you what you can do using wget. Just paste this link and it should download it. Yes, it is taking some time, and it should be done anytime now. The internet is slow. Come on, let's go there and do the graphic installation only. It's taking is it done? No. Okay, it's done now. We can see focus on click patch is here. So let's patch it with the same algorithm that we used, the DWM focus on click, and it says succeeded. So everything has succeeded. If it had said something like it failed or something, then we would have to patch it manually. That I will show you some time later. So now let's do the copying of config.def.h into config.h. It's asking for the password. Okay, sudo make clean install now, and it should do the thing. Let me restart the DWM with Alt Shift Q, and things will come here. Let me close this. Okay, many things got closed. No problem. Let me open up a terminal, another terminal, and it is not going there unless I click here. I'm clicking and it is changing now. If I just take there, okay, so this patch is implemented. So this was just a patch on what do you say, DWM. I will end the video by applying a patch on the ST simple terminal also. So I don't know whether you can see it or not. Let me just lsla cat this file f0nT. Now if I want to go up, if I scroll my mouse up, I know that I'm not going up. If I do a shift and page up, I'm still not going up, but this 2 and tilde is being printed there. So by default it is not here. We will have to download a patch for that too. Let me go ahead, open up the Firefox once again. Let me restore the session and let me go to ST here, so which stands for the Secless terminal, or okay, simple terminal I think. And the internet connection seems to be low today. I click on patches, and I'm looking for is scroll back, this one. So what is going to happen here is we are going to apply 3 patches. These are 3 groups. We are going to apply 3 patches from each. So the first one will help us to move to go ahead in the page, go up in the page using shift plus page up or page down. This one will help us using shift and mouse wheel, and this one will be like the normal thing. We can use anything. We can use just the mouse wheel to move up and down, but we have to implement these on top of each other. So first of all, we have to use any of these. Let's hope this one works, because sometimes it doesn't and we have to manually patch it. Let me increase the font size, and let's go into the config, the st now, and wget this file, the diff patch file, and it is downloaded as scrollback. First let's try to patch it now, the st dash scrollback, and it succeeded. Okay, very good. So let's copy the config.h. It succeeded everywhere, right? Yes. And config.h, now it's asking for the password. Go ahead and make clean install. You're patching this, and now let us restart. Let me make this window go to the second workspace by alt shift 2, and this window 2 to the second workspace using alt shift 2. And let me open up a new terminal, control shift, and this is the new terminal. And let me page up. Let me cat the contents of f0nT, and if I do shift and page up, we can see we are going up. Okay, so it is moving me up and down. Okay, so the first patch was applied. Let me close this. Let's go and get the second patch. The last one is the latest one, 2022. Let's take it. I copy the link, and let's wget that. It is taking, no, it's not taking much time now. This is the second thing that we have to apply. We remember we have applied this already, the same algorithm, the same steps there. Scroll back, mouse. Okay, so it also succeeded. Let's copy, and it's copied, and make clean install, and it is done. Restart or refresh. And this thing, it's the look, the cursor is here actually now, and I have to click to make the cursor there, move it there on the second with alt shift 2 wherever I want to move it. And let me now open a terminal since the system is refreshed. What was that? Yeah, this one allows us to shift plus mouse wheel, right? Let me try it. Let me just cat a file. Let me cat it twice. We have more content to move towards. I am pressing shift and using mouse wheel, and it is moving, but it's not much flexible. Not that much sensitive. Okay, so the second patch was applied successfully too, and the last patch, after this I'll close the video and we'll continue that in the next one. Continue this is the latest. I'll copy this link, go to the First workspace, I download this using wget, and it should now it's taking time. Very good. It should, and after this it should be downloaded. It is downloaded now. We can see this is alt screen. The last one is called alt screen here. Okay. Okay, I'm moving here, switching the workspaces using the alt and the number alt 1 2 3 4. Okay, so let us patch with the same sub steps. The name is st mouse alt screen. I'm pressing the alt button on the keyboard just to do the auto completion. Let me hit enter, and everything. Okay, everything succeeded. Very good. So let's copy config.f.h using, and I'm also using tab spaces here for completion. And now let's do this sudo make clean install. Okay, so let us restart the thing, the dwm. Send it there in the second. Let me open another terminal, cat the F0nT once again, the good old F0nT, and then again, and now I'm just using the mouse to scroll up, and it is working perfectly fine. So I'm going to end the video here only. Close this thing. Okay, close it. I'm going to end the video here only, and I'll power off this machine. And if you were able to apply those patches and those patches were working fine for you, then good. If you had any problem, any kind of problem, let me know in the comments. I'll try to help. Also try to research as much as possible, and I'll continue this in the next video. So thank you for watching.